Every EV driver encountered this scenario.
This charger doesn't work.
What if I tell you can help the community improve the charging network and get something out of it? N-Charge. Share your experiences and impressions at the charging station via N-Charge. Give direct feedback, receive kilometers and stars, collect kilometers and exchange them for charging credits. Use the link in the description and get 20 kilometers for free.
Hello everyone, this is the Cupra Tavascan VZ, and today I want to answer the question, how is the car if you use it every day? In the morning when you have to go to work, from work here, how is charging at home, the app, trunk if you go shopping or something, what can you do? And if you go on a shorter trip, so 200 kilometers, how does the car handle? If you go a bit faster or so, charging in between quickly if you have to, all of this stuff. Locking and unlocking. Of course you can use the key, you have an unlock button and a lock button, but this car has automatic unlock. When you get close to the car, the lights go on, and then when you as close as it thinks it wants to unlock, it should be a meter or so, then the car unlocks. And you can set it that it just unlocks the driver door or all the doors. There's also an option that when you just go away, it will lock the car as well. And when one door is not closed right, or something that the car doesn't lock properly, it will give you a warning sound. In the app, you can also lock and unlock the car, but it takes a bit. If you go shopping and you have your hands full and you want to open the trunk, you just do the gesture with the key in your pocket and the trunk opens. You can also use the key, middle button, press long. Trunk is good space, you can put a lot of stuff in there, and the front, so on the rear seat foot area, you can also put a lot of stuff. There's no lock button here on the trunk, you still have to do it manually or with the automatic locking. Charging at home or at work you can do via AC with 11 kilowatt. That should give you 10 to 80% in around 7 hours, around that 7.5 hours. So overnight you can charge it from 10 to 80% without any problem. If you work normal hours also you can charge it that way, so that's really okay, and it doesn't need to be more. The car has profiles. That means if you go in here, you can set it up that different people can have different settings on your infotainment system, your side mirrors are changed, and also your seat. The problem which exists right now in all MEB platform cars, if you use the app with one account and then another account is driving the car, you cannot see what the car does, state of charge or where it is, you can't use it. In the car or the app, you can do your scheduled preconditioning of your car. You can set your temperature. You can also set that the rear window and front window will be defrosted. And you can set 2 different times, but it can be during the whole week. So you can say at 6 a.m. during the week for going to work, it should be at 22.5 degrees, and at 3 p.m. when you go home also. So you can set 2 times, and you can change those times and turn it on and off in the app as well. An amazing function here at the end when you stop at a grocery store or something and you have people in the car or dogs, you can press here climate now, and it will keep the climate, the setting that you have in auto, the temperature that you have for half an hour. If you need it longer, you have to restart it in the app. And you can also turn off your alarm system in here if someone is in the car. You also have scheduled charging. You just go into the charging menu, and then you can add a plan for the area where you're at. You can have 5 locations, so let's name this, and then you can set it at what time so that so to be ready, and you can then say to what state of charge and what should be the lowest state of charge, in what time should it charge. If you have better rates in the evening, you can select that it just charges from 10 p.m. to the morning and stuff like this. So that's done very easy, and it works really well. The preconditioning that you do in the car, by the way, when you are plugged in at the AC source or DC source, will come from the charger. Important is though the charge limit, let's say you charge to 100% and you have battery care mode on, where it automatically goes back after charging to 100% to 80%, it will not get the power from the charger, it will get it from the battery, because your charge limit is then at 80%. So that's important to know. But if you have your charge limit, for example, at 80% and you preheat in the morning, it is 80%, it will keep it at 80% until you leave. The battery I cannot heat via the app or with planned charging or planned preconditioning. This is all done either manually, I can start preheating here, or I navigate to a charger and then it will preheat the battery. It's so easy to start driving in this car. You just get into the seat and press the brake pedal, ignition is on, and then you just put the gear in and that's done. In D, almost no regen, automatic regen, and in B, full regen, and you just go on. Amazing in this car are the different drive modes, and you have range, comfort, performance, Cupra, individual, where you can set a lot of things yourself, and traction and snow and stuff. And you can switch it on the steering wheel very easy. Just press drive through, and if you need all of the power, if you like that, you just press the Cupra button, you have everything, and then when you press it again, you're back in the drive mode that you had before. That's really nice. And you can switch it around all the time. It makes the drive better and more comfortable. Driving in this car is very, very nice, and it doesn't have to be a long distance trip. Just when you go to work, it's just so easy to drive. It's light, it's nimble, it doesn't feel heavy, it's comfortable. The steering is not too hard, not too soft. You feel in control. It's very stable. The regen is not very strong, doesn't bring you to a standstill, but for normal driving, it's okay. And it's just a nice drive, it's awesome. And then comes the cruise control. When you go into the city, if you work in the city and there's traffic, you can put in the adaptive cruise control and keep it as in a good distance, and then it will just stop the car automatically, and so the whole stop and go traffic, is it that word? It's just very, very easy done. You just, and at lower speeds you even can have the steering assist on without having to touch the steering wheel, and it just will do it. It's awesome. I use cruise control even when I'm on the country road, so I don't need a highway or something. I'm on a country road and it's not like this. I have self-steering and steering assist on. It just makes the whole drive even more comfortable. I feel more safe. It doesn't mean that I have my hands somewhere else and I'm not looking at the road or so. No, it just means it will, if I can see something, have the distance a bit higher, if something is happening in front of me. That's just awesome. If you have to go on the highway, again, very comfortable, quiet, even at 130. And when you want to go a bit faster, you can do that too. Top speed is 180. If you have to go somewhere quick, you just step on it and you can accelerate and feel the power. It's a lot of fun. It just feels good, and it's nice to drive. The climate is good. The seat heat is okay. It gets extremely hot and then cold for whatever reason. The same with the climate. It gets really hot, and after a while you're like, it's not that warm in here, and you have to turn it up. But it's also a big area in here that you have to warm up. The sound system sounds good. You have a lot of sources where you can play music from. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth. You can connect something to the USB connection, USB-C connection here in the front, not in the rear. They're just for charging. And you can play that. There is no Spotify integrated in the car. You, like I said, only with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay or other services. You have volume control here. And on the steering wheel you can select next song here on the steering wheel, and when you press the on-off button of the infotainment system, it stops or mutes the music. If you want to listen to something or want to stop it, that just works as great as well. Now let's look at the app. What can you do? When you open the app, you see your range, you see your state of charge, you see if the engine is on, if the car is unlocked, you can lock and unlock. And then in other things you can send other stuff, so preheating the car and stuff like this. Overall, in every MEB platform car, you can send the stuff, and usually it does its thing really fast, but till you get the reply that it worked, so the preheating really started or that you really have locked the car, that might take a while, up to 60 seconds or so. I'm gonna go out and lock the car and see how long it will take. See, it's already locked. But in the app it doesn't, now it shows me. And unlocking. There we go. Unlocked. Couldn't be locked. No, I unlocked it. So sometimes it can take a while. This time it was okay. For what the car usually does, this was pretty okay. Then in vehicle, you see if the lights are off, everything is closed. Up here you see that you're charging, and when you scroll down it says 15 minutes to 80%. And when you go into battery, you see your state of charge, you see with how much power you're charging, but you don't see the kilowatt, you only see 540 kilometers an hour, and you can change some charging things. The interesting thing is, if you want to change your charge limit, you don't just swipe down, you have to hold it and then go down. Because if you just swipe down, it goes down here. And then you can have your schedules in here and all the stuff, and other things that you can adjust. Down here you also have the air conditioning, where you can start the preconditioning of your car, set the temperature, seat heating, and also do a planned that you, if you want it at a specific time, departure times, you can do that in here. What else do we have? Vehicle status, cost monitor, remote park assist. It's here in the app. In Volkswagen is an extra app. Here it's in here. You have to connect with Bluetooth to the car, and then you can park the car via your phone, via the app. That's awesome. When you have to charge on the way, there's not an electric opening of your charge port, but you also don't need it. And the DC has an extra thing, and you can hang it up here so it's out of the way. When you plug in the DC plug, the CCS plug, it's not a problem, so you don't have to hold it. The angle and everything works well, so it will just start charging. There's also plug and charge, so if you have that activated with your contract and with the car, at some chargers like Ionity and others, you can just plug in and it will communicate and does the whole thing itself. You don't need anything to start the charging process. Charging power is not extreme. What? 140 kilowatt? In my charging curve, I only got to 138 kilowatt. That's different, but it's not that much different. It doesn't have a high peak, but it will be above 100 kilowatt, up to 73-74%, so that's good as well. For your daily driving, your daily commute, or also a bit longer distances, even high distance driving, the car is really great, comfortable, stable, has a lot of comfort function to make the drive more comfortable and that you feel safe and it's not loud in there. That's very important, and you have all the features to make it even more comfortable, like the preheating, charging at work or charging at home. It does it pretty fast. Also DC charging. The light is amazing. You have the matrix light that high beams where it just turns off segments where other cars are in front of you or are coming towards you, but the rest is on. The low beams overall are pretty great. The wipers are okay. You have only 2 sensitivity settings with the new MEB platform, the updated version, the new hardware. That's in every MEB platform car that's new. Sadly, back in the day it was 5 settings that you can use for your auto wipers, but now it's like this. You don't have a frunk. So if you are someone to go somewhere, have your trunk full and then you have your charging cable in there as well, that might be a bit annoying to get the charging cable out if you need it. You cannot put it in the front somewhere. Maybe someone else is making a frunk for the car, third party, and maybe then you can store your charging cable in the front. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1. If you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below. And here on YouTube, there's also channel membership. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, I have a third YouTube channel, Behind the Battery. But that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.